In today's video, I get to ride a brand new aircraft. Swiss's A350 just started flying and I managed to get a peek at every single class of travel on the plane. Join me for an absolutely comprehensive review of Swiss's new flagship as I pick up the journey in Zurich. This will be a good one. Let's go. Yes, welcome to Zurich Airport. It's just a few minutes before 5 o'clock in the morning and it's been a really early start for me, but I'm really looking forward to getting on board Swiss's new Airbus A350, which has only been in operation for a few days at this point. Going to take it on a joyride down to Palma Mallorca and back, straight there, straight back, out in premium, back in business class, and we'll see exactly what the new Swiss A350 has to offer. Our aircraft is already here. Our Airbus A350-900 is on proving runs around Europe, showing off its special livery. Airlines taking on new long-haul aircraft often put them on short flights to start with, to get customers acquainted with the new products, and more importantly, to get crews certified and familiarised with the aircraft systems. And it's a great privilege to fly one of these beautiful things on a day trip. And to be honest, I'm glad it's just a day trip. I squeezed this trip in after a trip to Saudi Arabia. Over the last 24 hours, I've flown from Riyadh to Dammam, then to Doha, connecting through London on the overnight A380 and across to Zurich, before taking the A350 straight out and back to Palma Mallorca on a round trip of over 1,200 miles. And boy, was I glad to see there's a capsule hotel at Zurich Airport, allegedly one of Europe's biggest. It was one of the few affordable places to stay, and it's located directly opposite Swiss's check-in area, which is pretty handy when your day starts with a 4 AM alarm call. It feels like a long time since I've been at an airport this early. None of the shops are open yet, and I'm too early even for the lounge, which opened at 5:30 AM sharp. I do rather like the Senator Lounge here, which I can access by way of my Star Alliance Gold status, but even once it opens, we've only time for a very brief visit. Boarding starts at 06:10 for an 06:45 departure down to Mallorca. So here we go, off to Palma on a brand new A350. Doesn't get much better than this, does it? Swiss's A350 features all new Swiss Senses branded first class, of which there are 2, 3 or 4 seats sold on every flight. More about that a bit later. There's all new Swiss Senses business class too, 45 seats there, including 8 extra large business studio suites. And there are 38 premium economy seats and 156 economy seats, both of which are seat products which they already have installed on their 777 and A330 aircraft. We board via the second door and get a brief glimpse of the business class cabin, which I'll return to later in the video. Swiss only sells business and economy on short haul, but for this special wide-body flight I was able to pay 29 Swiss francs on top of my 69 franc one-way fare to select a seat in the premium economy cabin, and well worth it, I think. The cabin is laid out in a 2-3-2 configuration, and very smart it is too. One rather curious aspect of the cabin here is the extra 2 rows of economy seats beyond premium, which are separated only by a small divider. It's also worth noting premium economy doesn't get its own bathrooms either. They're shared with economy. Each premium economy seat has a distinctive small privacy shield at head height, a reading lamp and a shared storage area between seats. Unusually for a seat which doesn't have a lie flat mode, there is a 3-point seatbelt which has to be worn during takeoff and landing. Overall, it's a pretty solid seat. It isn't brand new, as I mentioned earlier, but the build quality is great and the storage is pretty decent for premium economy. There are adjustable headrests and the legroom is just fine. There is one significant downside though, which I'll mention once we get up to cruising altitude, and it's not the lack of individual air vents in economy.
Boarding completed.
Today's video is sponsored by Surfshark, an award-winning VPN or virtual private network. Surfshark is ideal for me. When I'm travelling, it provides a first line of defence against snooping over public Wi-Fi, and it unlocks blocked content when I'm overseas. With over 4,000 servers in over 140 locations, there's a location that's bound to work for almost every use case. And on top of that, Surfshark have just launched a brand new feature. Meet the new Email Scam Checker from Surfshark, a feature built into their Chrome extension to keep your inbox safe from phishing and scam emails. It uses smart, AI-powered scanning to check incoming Gmail messages for suspicious content, fake sender information, and malicious links, all the kinds of things scammers use to trick you. It comes bundled in Surfshark 1 or 1 Plus. Just install the Chrome extension, enable the feature, and you get on-demand protection for unlimited devices under your account. And that's why I always have Surfshark turned on by default, whether I'm using my phone to browse the airport Wi-Fi, or using the airline's internet at 30,000 feet, or when taking the train just to go shopping. I even just used it on a brand new sleeper bus I took from Zurich after this video was filmed. And of course, for my subscribers, there's a very special deal. Go to surfshark.com/wingingit or enter code WINGINIT at checkout, and you'll get 4 extra months free of Surfshark VPN. It still has that new plane smell, and I've got to say, this is a very, very attractive premium economy cabin. I think Swiss might be the only airline to have installed not only downward and tail cameras on the A350, but also specified sideways facing cameras, which is very cool. Now, I couldn't find if any other airlines offered this, but if you know of any, tell me in the comments. We love to see this kind of thing. Looking out of the window is one of the great pleasures of flying, and cameras make that accessible even to people in the middle seats. But now, it's time to fly. We're light on both fuel and passengers, and takeoff is very quick. And as I always say, it's always a nice day above the clouds. These A350s all have Wi-Fi, but my goodness, this is annoying. You can't get online unless you have a Swiss Travel ID login, and no, you can't get one on the Wi-Fi portal. So you need to sort this out before travel if you want to surf at 30,000 feet. So as I'm sure future voiceover Paul has already mentioned in the video, despite the fact that I'm sitting in a beautiful premium economy seat, I've only paid for an economy class ticket, and that means there's no additional service on board. I'm getting the regular European short haul service, and that means buy on board catering. It's a review, so I always feel compelled to test these things out, and I ordered muesli and coffee. I'll drop a link to the whole menu in the description below. Swiss is one airline which has retained the hard copy of its in-flight magazine, and it's great to see a huge 11-page special on today's new aircraft, with details about the inspiration behind our special Swiss Wanderlust livery. There are also a few teasers of the all-new first and business class cabins, which I'll get to look at closely once we land in Mallorca. The premium economy seat back tables are very sturdy, although I definitely feel I've been bait and switched with my purchase. Please mind the gap between expectation and reality. Nice spoon too. Be a shame if somebody liberated it and took it home with them. Now, here's where the main drawback of these seats lies. For a premium economy seat, the recline isn't that good. 31 degrees is pretty weak. A lot of products still offer 35 to 40 degrees of recline, including budget carrier Norse I flew earlier this year, and I'm not a huge fan of the seat bottom sliding forward to accommodate this either. Bear in mind also that the aisle seats have to contend with a pretty inconvenient seat support bar in the foot area. There's no such problem with middle or window seats. All of this said, premium economy at 18.5 inches wide still represents a fair upgrade on economy, which is at 17 inches. The difference in real estate taken up by the seats can be seen here. Economy is still pretty pleasant though. The standout feature is the large entertainment screen, and the pitch is a reasonable 31 inches here, which coupled with a slightly slimmer design means the knee room is actually tolerable. And for the right price, I think I wouldn't mind flying 10 hours in this down to Singapore. We're now at 41,000 feet, above most of the air traffic, and there is really very little between us and space. Premium economy doesn't have its own bathrooms and shares the economy ones, and 194 passengers have 5 bathrooms to share. One bathroom for about 40 passengers is a bit tight, and that's nearly double the ratio of the business class cabin. Do you think it'll wake me up? What is the point of these? Swiss finish their onboard service with a free chocolate, which they do on every flight.
The Isle of Palma de Mallorca. We're going to start the descent any minute, and it looks for an on-time arrival.
And so we're down in Mallorca, and the crew were good enough to let me, and about 100 other avgeeks, get a look at the new first class cabin, which looks gorgeous and understated. This is really impressive. The big selling point of these seats is the centre suite with double bed, which can be sold as it is, a supersized solo suite with double bed, or as a space for 2, or combined with the window seat in 1A to allow a massive space, 1 seat and 1 double bed for 1 person, and that's seriously big. Just a quick word of warning. If you ever plan to do what's called an out and back, which is what I've done today, go out on one aircraft and back on the same one with a very, very short stop here at the intermediate airport, you really need to make sure that that airport, in my case Palma Mallorca, mixes arriving and departing passengers. If you are funneled straight out of the terminal to bag claim, you have to re-clear security, and if you're unlucky, you might end up missing your plane. But I've been spat out into the gate area here, and I'm just waiting. We're going to board, I think, to go back to Zurich in the next couple of minutes. Exciting. My return is in business class, which cost me 240 Swiss francs one way. Swiss Sense's business class is arranged in an unusual 1-2-1 configuration, with some super-sized business suites and extra space middle seats across 2 cabins. The extra room middle seats will be sold at a premium on long haul, and the large storage console conceals a very long footwell for the bed of the corresponding seat behind, which gives a 20 cm longer bed. There are also regular middle seats and 8 business suites also sold at a premium on long haul. These look huge and feature high privacy walls and a closing door, but I really don't get the attraction of these. The window seats are all bookable without surcharge and are either next to the aisle with limited access to a window, or are truly beside the window like my seat 5A, which offers a bit more privacy as well as a reasonably wide access space to the aisle. This is the same product as Lufthansa's Allegris business class, and it is, in my view, unnecessarily complex. Classic seat, privacy seat, extra long bed seat, extra space seat, business suite. It is all too fussy and complex and creates too many grades of a premium product, which somehow make it feel cheaper, given my admittedly very nice seat is supposedly now the 4th best type of seat in the cabin. I do rather like these pull-out tablets, which even display the flight cameras, and don't get me wrong, I really do rate this seat, and 2 things about it really surprised me. There are no air vents in economy, but you do get a private air vent here in business class, which I definitely wasn't expecting to find here. So that's one of 2 surprising features I found already in this seat. The other one I'm going to make you wait until after takeoff for. Our flight back takes just 90 minutes, so there's no time to waste in showing you what else I like about the seat. I really love the storage here. It takes all of my stuff, my leads, power banks, cameras, without issue. And I love these little ambient lights, which I bet look superb when it's dark. As for the table here, well, here's the second surprise. It deploys from below the screen and just keeps coming. This is truly enormous, and I don't think I've seen a bigger table in business class than this. And despite its size, it is still pretty sturdy with no dodgy wobbles. Overall, this is a lovely business class seat, and the colours and textures here, just as further back in the aircraft, are a really big win. I love it. I know I ranted about this in my last video, but has anyone ever got one of these aircraft wireless charging pads to work? Anyone? Swiss short-haul business class service is the same as it would be on the usual A320 aircraft that would serve the route, and a cold brunch is served. A delicate salmon salad with blinis, Swiss Zupf bread and muesli again? This is a pretty underwhelming meal, to be honest, but it is what it is. Well, I guess nobody's flying Swiss short-haul business class for the food. Cheers. That's very nice. It's quite the consolation. The route back gives us much better weather than the one we took on the outbound. The seat, of course, transforms into a 2-metre long bed, and I have to say it isn't bad at all. There's plenty of shoulder room and space for an arm once the armrest is slid down. If you're a back or a side sleeper, I think you'll get along with this just fine. And if you're a bit taller, there's always the extra long bed seats in the middle. Finally, I just want to take some time to appreciate that unlike some airlines, BA, I'm looking at you, Swiss license entertainment on these very rare wide-body short-haul routes where they do have an entertainment screen, and the selection is pretty decent with hundreds of movies and TV shows available. But the purest entertainment is outside as we rapidly approach Switzerland and overfly Lausanne, the city which gives its name to our A350 today. I've gate crashed the first class bathroom. I really value the design of this bathroom with its clean lines and exposed wood features. There's a baby changing table which is a proper size, and the toilet seat is padded so it can act as somewhere to sit while you change into your night clothes. I expect the shelves here will be full of first-class toiletries when the A350 starts flying long haul to Boston. The first flight was just a few days ago. We approach Zurich over some gorgeous autumn colours and touch down, generating a bit of attention on the observation deck. I really enjoyed my time on board this brand new A350. The business class is fussy and the seat concept with 5 different seats is a bit strange, but I liked it a lot more than I expected. Premium economy and economy are still very smart, even though those cabins aren't new to Swiss. The Swiss Senses business and first class cabins will roll out to other long-haul aircraft in the future, and the A350 has just begun long-haul flights to Boston. Let me know if you've flown the Swiss A350 and what you thought. But otherwise, thanks for watching, and a reminder, go to surfshark.com/wingingit or enter code WINGINIT at checkout for a special deal. 4 extra months for free of Surfshark VPN. Cheers, and see you very soon for another video. Bye for now.